is a good morning, a good Friday morning here at Ignite Conference 2018. We have Ben Woodman from Vancouver with us. Ben, how are you feeling this morning?
Oh, it's a beautiful day. Ignite Youth is happening this morning. I mean, we got like just moments away from our first session, and it's really exciting to be here.
Fantastic. We're so glad to have you. Could you tell the viewers at home a little bit about yourself and maybe about your work and what you do?
Yeah, so my name is Ben Woodman. I'm coming from Vancouver, Canada, and thanks for joining us this morning. This is, well, it might not be morning where you're watching, but it's morning here for us. I've already had a coffee. I'm feeling good. And so I work for a ministry called Alpha, and Alpha is a ministry that supports churches and youth groups and youth leaders to run a course, and not just youth. We have an Alpha for youth and we have an Alpha for adults, and it supports churches who want to create a space for people to kind of journey in conversation about faith, for people who are new to faith, people who have questions and doubts, even atheists come along to this program called Alpha. And it's actually a video series. So I'm one of the hosts of the video series for the youth. And so it's a real joy to be traveling this weekend and here in Brisbane. It's exciting.
Awesome. So it sounds like you've really geared your life around sharing the gospel and helping people come to know and love God. Ben, why is this your life choice? How did you find yourself knowing God and having the desire to share Him with others?
Yeah, I think like a lot of people, when I was younger, my parents, they brought me to church and they taught me about faith, but there's a stage where you have to make a decision for yourself. You have to decide, is this for me? And for me, it actually happened through both the kind of emotional experience and intellectual. So I was going through a really hard time, and I remember I cried out to God in prayer, and He met me, and He gave me hope when I felt hopeless. He gave me peace when there was chaos, and it was interesting because it was an emotional experience. It wasn't everything got sorted out. It was just inside. I was like, oh wow, like I cried out to God and He responded. I have hope. And then I was like, okay, well, now does this even make sense? And so then I started learning and asking lots of questions and learning about Jesus and His life and His death and His resurrection. And that's what did it for me. I said, oh yeah, I felt it in my heart, and now I see it, there's reason to believe. And so, that was when I was 17. That was almost 20 years ago now. And so, and so then my response, Jared, was, I was like, I just want to tell everybody. I'm like, He's real. He's real. He loves us. He's real. And it was kind of this idea of like, people say, do you believe in God or not? And I'm like, even if we don't, if He's real, He's real. You know what I mean? I'm like, if He's real, it doesn't matter if I believe in Him or not. He's still real, right? We don't make Him real by believing. So, yeah.
Man, that is awesome. And so over the last sort of 17 years of being on this faith journey and obviously growing and understanding more about God and His love and sharing that all around the world, can you give us a bit of an insight as to what the church is looking like when it comes to young people, when it comes to people entering the church? You're sort of on the forefront of that type of ministry there. What does that look like globally?
I think there can be a lot of negativity around the world around young people, and because everyone looks to young people, a lot of stuff's happening. What's going to happen with the next generation? But when you look, it's like there's not just negative. God is doing amazing things. Young people have a passion to change the world, and a lot of young people have a passion for their faith and a passion to take the important tenets of the faith about who God is and how He loves us and how we're meant to treat each other and how we're meant to live in the world. And young people are grabbing hold of that. They're saying, that's what we want for our generation. And so, I mean, something like today, like we're about to go into this session, and there's 1,500 people here, loads of young people, and you look at their faces and it's like, they're not punks. They're engaged people who are trying to change the world. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Ben, I really hear you there, and especially on that hunger. I've been privileged to be a part of conference for a number of years, and I think it is just the hunger that keeps people coming back. They're hungry for more, and in fact, you're going to be one of the keynote speakers this morning, feeding some of that hunger, hopefully. Can we get a little bit of insight as to maybe what you might be sharing and how you're going to feed all these hungry souls this morning?
Yeah, I'm really excited to be here this morning. And the thing that I'm going to be talking about is kind of this idea of, is there more to life than this, than just what we see? And especially about the longing in the human heart for more, for belonging, for love, for connection, and that longing. And how we try to fill it. We try to put lots of things in our hearts, and we try to fill it with shiny toys and relationships and all these different things. But it often falls short. And I think That's where Jesus comes in, our relationship with Jesus. God, his love, his power, his presence, a relationship with God fills our hearts. And so I'm excited to kind of unpack that a little bit this morning. It's going to be good.
Yeah, I'm really excited about learning how to tap into that and being filled up. So super excited about what you have to say. Young people are just pouring in. We're about to kick off. We're going to be heading in just a few moments. So stay tuned. We'll see you there.